Well, let me begin by saying this. I can say definitively, without a doubt, I would not be doing what I'm doing today or have enjoyed the success that I enjoy if it wasn't for my early childhood educators. If it wasn't for my pre-K teachers, I certainly wouldn't be able to stand here and address you. I've been a police officer for about 26 years. I've been the chief for about half of that. And during the entire time I've been in government service, I've also been very active in my community, in board service with Berkshire United Way and currently the Berkshire Museum, both of which are organizations that partner and dedicate time to early childhood education. But I'm actually here to talk about the positive impact of quality early childhood education on crime prevention. I'm here as a member of an organization called Fight Crime, Invest in Kids, and I'm going to keep this pretty brief. I'm going to give you a couple statistics or some factual information. I'm just going to tell you a couple of stories. So the factual information is Fight Crime, Invest in Kids is a bipartisan nonprofit comprised of law enforcement leaders who protect public safety by promoting solutions that steer kids away from crime and ensure our next generations of Americans will be productive members of society. That's the quote talking point. What you need to know is that Fight Crime Invest with Kids has approximately 5,000 members throughout the country, made up of police chiefs and police executives, sheriffs, and prosecutors. And there's about 100 here in the Commonwealth. There's 330 some odd police chiefs in the Commonwealth, so we're missing something there. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But really, I want to tell you two stories. Earlier this year, on Martin Luther King Day, I participated in a community day of service, which is one of my favorite events of the year in my hometown of Pittsfield. And my day of service was in an early childhood program at the Gladys Allen Brigham Center in Pittsfield. I was thrilled to spend time with the students while they were doing their activities. But I was more thrilled to spend time with the students when we went back to the classroom and I got to observe their teachers working with them on their lessons and participate in some of them. The students got more questions right than I did. So that's the first story. That's a success. The other story, not so much. In the 26 years that I have been involved in government service and law enforcement, I have met numerous young children through my law enforcement interactions who, for whatever reason, poverty, substance abuse, addiction, violence, entered school unprepared and not ready to learn. And as a result, they were discouraged, and they were disenfranchised, and they lost focus. And in many cases, during their education, some of them lost their interest in education and started exposing their interest elsewhere. And in some cases, that other interest, that other support structure, was gang activity or other criminal enterprises. And as a result of that lack of opportunity and those decisions that those young people made, some of them are incarcerated. And unfortunately, some of them are no longer with us. And I know without a doubt that every one of those students had access to early childhood education, and had they been better prepared when they entered school, then they may have made better decisions. As a cop, that's my challenge to you, is to help stop me from being able to tell more of that story. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. I already told you, there's about 100 members of Fight Crime, Invest in Kids in the Commonwealth, and that's only a third of the active duty police chiefs. That doesn't account for the sheriffs or the prosecutors. So when you're done actively, aggressively lobbying your legislators and your delegates today, go home and call your police chief, and call your sheriff, and call your DA, and ask them if they're members of Fight Crime, Invest in Kids. And if they tell you they're not, ask them why not. And after they explain that to you, ask them, now tell them that you want them to join Fight Crime, Invest in Kids, so that your law enforcement professionals can partner with you to help you succeed in your legislative efforts. Thank you.